Hello guys. In this lecture we are going to see conductance, conductivity and the effect of temperature on resistance. Let's see one by one. Let's start with conductance and conductivity. As we seen in the last lecture regarding resistance, the resistance is nothing but a property of the substance or material which offers opposition to the flow of current. This definition exactly opposite for the conductance or the conductivity. Conductance is nothing but also a property of material or substances which offers or which assists to the flow of current. You can also directly say that the conductance is reciprocal of resistance, and conductance is can be indicated or denoted by capital G, whereas resistance of conductor measures the opposition which it offers to the flow of current. The conductance measures the inducement which is offered to its flow. As we seen regarding the resistance, the formulation R is equal to rho into L by A. R is equal to rho into L by A. As we concluded, the conductance is reciprocal of resistance. So we can write G is equal to 1 upon R. G is equal to 1 upon R. So by putting the value of or formula of R, the G can be defined as G, that is conductance, is equal to sigma into A divided by L. Where sigma is called as the conductivity or specific conductance of conductor. The unit of conductance is Siemens. Earlier, this unit was called mho, mho, and it can be formulated as sigma is equal to G into L upon A. By adjusting this formula, as we seen, G is equal to sigma into A upon L. If we are adjusting for sigma, that is conductivity, then we can get that sigma is equal to G into L upon A. G is nothing but the conductance, which is having a unit of Siemens. L, length of the conductor in meter. A is the area of cross section in meter square. By calculations, meter and meter square, by cancelling that terms, you'll get that the unit of conductivity is nothing but Siemens per meter. Here the unit of conductivity is Siemens per meter. Let's see the effect of temperature on resistance. The effect of rise in temperature is first is to increase the resistance of pure metals. The effect of rise in temperature is to increase the resistance of pure metals. The increase in large and fairly regular for normal ranges of temperature. As you can see here in this graph, which is temperature versus resistance, temperature versus resistance, this is somewhat a straight line. Means as temperature increases, you can observe here the resistance is going to increase. So to increase the resistance of the pure metal, we have to increase the temperature simply. Second effect is nothing but the effect of rise in temperature is to increase the resistance of alloy. If you want to increase the resistance of alloy, obviously you have to increase the range of temperature. In this case, for some high resistance alloys like Eureka, Eureka means which is having a 60% of copper material and 40% of nickel. The Eureka and manganese, this material having the effect, negligible effect over the considerable range of temperature. This is the second effect. And the third one, the effect of rising temperature is to decrease the resistance of electrolytes and insulators. Insulators such as rubber, paper, glass, mica, etc. And also partial conductors such as carbon. Hence, insulators are said to be possess a negative temperature coefficient. Negative temperature coefficient. You can see here, as per the first effect, increase the resistance of pure metals. You can say that as here temperature increases, then we are going to can see here resistance also going to increase, which showing that pure metals having positive temperature coefficient of resistance. And for insulators and electrolytes is showing with the increase in temperature, there is a effect of decrease in resistance. So we can say here increase in temperature and decrease in resistance. That's why we can conclude that electrolytes and insulators having negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Let's say the temperature coefficient of resistance. Let a metallic conductor having a resistance of R0, R to the suffix 0. 0 means it is at 0 degree Celsius, resistance at 0 degree Celsius, be heated of T degree Celsius. A conductor having a resistance of R0 at 0 degree Celsius and be heated of T degree Celsius, and let its resistance at this temperature be RT. The suffix indicates their temperatures. R0 means resistance at 0 degree Celsius. RT means resistance at T degree Celsius. Then, considering normal ranges of temperature, it is found that the increase in temperature is nothing but increase in temperature delta R, showing with the delta R, is nothing but RT minus R0. For the conducting materials, as we seen in the last point, as temperature increases, the resistance of the material increases. And for insulators and electrolytes, as temperature increases, resistance decreases. So as per the temperature difference, we will get the change in resistances or increase or decrease in resistances. It can be defined as delta R, the change in resistance, is equal to RT minus R0. It is found that the increase in resistance, that is delta R, is equal to RT minus R0, depends on the following factors, that is directly on its initial resistance, second on the rise in temperature, and on the nature of material of the conductor. We have to note that these three changes, just I am repeating that, it is found that the increase in resistance depends upon the initial resistance depends upon directly on the rise in temperature and depends upon the nature of material of the conductor. Let's see the relation. As we discussed, the resistance, change in resistance depends upon the initial resistance and difference we can take as RT minus R0, or increase in resistance we can take RT minus R0 is proportional to resistance into the temperature, or it is proportional, directly proportional. And as we discussed in the last point, as change in resistance or increase in resistance depends on the nature of material and also depends on the temperature. So it can be written as RT minus R0 is equals to alpha into R0 into T, where alpha is is a constant which is known as temperature coefficient of resistance of the conductor. By rearranging this above equation for the alpha, you can write that alpha is equals to, by rearranging this term, alpha is equals to RT minus R0 divided by R0 into T. So RT minus R0 we earlier defined as change in resistance or increase in resistance, that is delta R divided by R0 into T. If suppose R0 is 1 ohm and temperature is 1 degree Celsius, then by putting this value, R0 is 1 ohm, temperature is 1 degree Celsius, then alpha is nothing but the delta R, means increase in resistance, that is RT minus R0. The above equation can also be read as this above equation can also be read as this equation. If suppose if you are adjusting this equation for RT, you can write this equation as RT is equals to R0 into 1 plus alpha T. Just this minus R0 transfer to the right side, it become plus R0. Keep the R0 common, you will get 1 plus alpha T in bracket, and outside you will get R0. So it can write as RT is equals to R0 into 1 plus alpha T. Hence, the temperature coefficient of material may be defined as the increase in resistance per ohm, original resistance per degree Celsius, rise in temperature. From this equation, it should be remembered that the above equation holds good for both rise as well as fall in temperature. This equation is for good for both rise and fall in temperature. As temperature of a conductor is decreased, its resistance is also decreased. As you can see in this figure, as temperature decreases, resistance also decreases. As shown in the figure, the temperature versus resistance graph, this is for copper, and it is practically a straight line. Practically it is a straight line. If this line is extended backward, this line is extended to backward, it would be cut the temperature axis. It could be cut the temperature axis here, where the temperature is of minus 234.5 degrees Celsius. It means that theoretically the resistance of copper conductors will become zero at this point. At this point, resistance of the copper becomes zero at this temperature of minus 234.5 degrees Celsius. In practice, the curve departs from a straight line at very low temperature. At very low temperature, it is of actual curve. From the two similar triangles of this figure, means this one, this triangle, and another one is of this one. As per this similar two triangles of this figure, we can write that the equation RT upon R0 is equals to T plus 234.5 divided by 234.5 is equal to 1 plus T upon 234.5. As you can see, this RT and R0 both are parallel to each other. As per the trigonometry, if you are taking the ratio RT upon R0, this is of same is equal to, you can conclude the 234.5, it is from here to here, this magnitude, this from this point to 0 having the magnitude of 234.5 plus t, that's why it is written in the numerator t plus 234.5, and in the denominator r0, the r0 is of at 0 degree Celsius. For 0 degree Celsius, this magnitude from this point is of only 234.5. So denominator is defined with the 234.5. If you are dividing this term 234.5 to each numerical term, then you will get 1 plus t upon 234.5. And if I are adjusting this equation for RT, we can get that RT is equal to, just taking the R0 on right side, that is R0 into 1 plus t upon 234.5. And it is similar to that of the previous equation, RT is equals to R0 in bracket 1 plus alpha t. Means you can conclude by comparing these two equations, this graph is for copper material. So for the copper, you can conclude that the value of alpha is nothing but 1 upon 234.5, 1 upon 234.5 for copper. Let's see the value of alpha at different temperature. So far, we did not make any distinction between values of alpha at different temperatures, but it is found that value of alpha itself is not constant, but depends on the initial temperature on which the increment in resistance is based. When increment is based on a resistance measured at 0 degrees Celsius, then alpha has the value of alpha 0. Alpha has the value of alpha 0. Just I'm repeating this one again. When increment is based on the resistance measured at 0 degrees Celsius, then alpha has the value of alpha 0. At any other initial temperature T0 degrees Celsius, the value of alpha is alpha T, and so on. It should be remembered that for any conductor, alpha 0 has the maximum value. Alpha 0 has the maximum value. Suppose a conductor of R0 at 0 degrees Celsius, that is at point P, you can see in this figure a conductor of resistance R0 at 0 degrees Celsius, which showing with the point capital A, and that conductor is heated to the T degrees Celsius, means it is of T degrees Celsius heated. Just I am going through this figure, referring with the reference of this figure, going to hit that conductor to the T degrees Celsius, then resistance will be of RT. After hitting this, the resistance RT can be given as RT is equals to R0 into bracket 1 plus alpha 0 into T. This alpha 0 is nothing but the temperature coefficient of the resistance at 0 degrees Celsius. Now, suppose that the conductor is of resistance RT at T degrees Celsius, that is at point B, and it is going to cool. By cooling this conductor, the resistance becomes R0 at 0 degrees Celsius, that is at point A. Then the resistance of RT after cooling, you can conclude here R0 is equals to RT in bracket 1 plus alpha T minus T. Minus T is for the temperature is going to decrease. In this first case, the temperature is going to increase from 0 degrees Celsius to T degrees Celsius. That's why the temperature is with the positively increased, that is alpha 0 into T. But in the second case, the conductor is going to cooling condition from T degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius. In this case, the temperature is going to decrease. That's why it is considered with the negative sign minus T. So by putting this, R0 is nothing but RT into 1 minus alpha T into T. Alpha T is nothing but the temperature coefficient of resistance at T degrees Celsius. We know that the alpha T, by adjusting this equation, last equation, we can get alpha T is equals to RT minus R0 upon RT into T. By substituting the value of RT in the above equation, means we know that RT is equals to R0 into 1 plus alpha 0 into T. By putting this value, we can take the R0 common from the numerator and we can cancel it with the denominator R0. We can get alpha 0 upon 1 plus alpha 0 into T. Therefore, alpha T can be defined as alpha T is nothing but alpha 0 upon 1 plus alpha 0 into T. The values of a copper for copper at different temperature are shown here. The temperature is going to increase for 0 degrees Celsius. The alpha is nothing but 0.00447. As the temperature is going to increase, that is from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius, you can observe here the value of the alpha is going to decrease. So as the temperature is going to increase, the alpha value of the alpha is going to decrease. It is inversely proportionality. So for the copper, as we seen for 5 degrees Celsius, you will get the alpha is of 0.00418, and for 10 degrees Celsius, you will get the alpha is of 0.00409. As you are going to increase the temperature up to the 50 degrees Celsius, you will get the value of alpha is of 0.00352. In case R0 is not given, suppose that in case R0 is not given, the relation between the known resistance R1 at T1 degree Celsius, means R1 is the resistance at T1 degree Celsius, and unknown resistance R2, that is at T2 degree Celsius, that can be found as R2 is equals to R0 into bracket 1 plus alpha 0 into T2. As we know the equation, RT is equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha 0 into T. So if I want to find out the value of R2 and R1, just utilize that formulation. RT is equals to R0 into 1 plus alpha 0 into T. So just putting the value of RT is nothing but R2, and R2 is at T2 degrees Celsius, so temperature is of T2. Same as for R1, putting the RT as a R1 and T as a T1, because R1 is the resistance is at T1 degrees Celsius. So by taking the ratio of R2 and R1, we can get that 1 plus alpha 0 into T upon 1 plus alpha 0 into T1. The above expression can be simplified by little approximation as RT upon R0, you can adjust it 1 plus alpha 0 into T2. It is at numerator, but denominator is mentioned as 1 plus alpha 0 into T1 raised to minus 1. By using the binomial theorem for expansion and neglecting the squares and higher powers of alpha 0 into T1, we can write this above equation as 1 plus alpha 0 into T2 into 1 minus alpha 0 into T1. By neglecting the higher values of alpha, higher values of power and power of alpha 0 into T, we can write, by multiplying this, we can write that 1 plus alpha 0 into T2 minus T1. As per this, R2 upon R1, just taking R1 on the right side, you can write here R2 is equals to R1 into 1 plus alpha 0 into T2 minus T1. This is how to find out the resistance, unknown resistance R2 from the known resistance and the known temperatures. Thank you very much for listening to me.